Hey, awesome to see you today. I'm so glad you got the book. I know it's really going to make a difference for your piano playing. So I'm going to explain quickly how this book can be most effective for you, all right? It's going to teach you how to play your scales in every key with the fingering so you know what fingering to use. It's also going to show you the chords in every key on the staff so you can learn how to read the music. It's not hard, trust me, you can do it. It's also going to have the letters for every chord you're playing, which is very helpful when you're reading a chord chart because it's going to have the letters in the chord chart so you'll know what chords to play. Also, there are numbers that correspond with the chords. If we were in the key of D, D would be number 1. D, E. E would be number 2. Very simple. We'll show you more about that. Also, we have pictures of every chord in every key. In case you aren't sure how to play the chord, there is a picture that shows exactly what to play. It's going to be great. Looking at scales, it's very important to know the fingering. And in the book, we have every key and the fingerings that correspond. The great thing about learning your scales, the first 5 or 6 keys all have the same fingering, so it helps you get rolling before you have to change fingers. But the book will show you. So for example, in the key of D, our fingers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of a D major scale. You can see that I'm switching underneath. After my middle finger, my third finger, I'm switching underneath. How do I know to do that? The book shows you the fingering. So the book will say 1, 2, 3, 1, and that tells me I got to get my 1, my thumb, underneath. And then I finish the scale. So with a little practice, you'll learn it quite quickly. And it shows you what fingers to use and how to move. The left hand, you'd have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it'll show a 3. So you'll know when to use the third finger. And it's as simple as that. You got it. On to the chords. Just below the scales, you will see the notes on the staff. Real piano music. The first chord you'd play in the key of D looks like this. And that's D, F sharp, A on the staff. Move up to the next chord, E minor, F sharp minor, and so on. Now that we talked about the music on the staff, right underneath those chords is the letter of the chord. So if you're reading a chord chart, there wouldn't be musical notes on a staff. You would have just the letter of the chord. So you will be able to learn those as well. Right underneath that D chord on the staff is the letter D. You're going to learn to associate the letter D with this D chord. And E little m means E minor with this E minor. And F sharp little m, F sharp minor. You can also learn those. So that's going to be very helpful when you're learning chord charts. Underneath the letter D is the number 1. We are in the key of D. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes. So D is number 1. Number 2 is E, 3 is F sharp, and so on. So the numbers are very simple. They just correspond with where that note fits within the scale. There's so much awesome stuff packed into this book. One of my favorite things is that there is every key in this book that you would need to play any pop, rock, country, gospel song you can think of. And there are pictures in every key of the chords. We were talking about the key of D. There is a picture of every chord. If you aren't sure and you need to reference that, you can check the picture. So again, D, it will show you a picture of the piano and a D, F sharp, A. And please keep in mind, it's very helpful to use thumb, middle finger, pinky for these chords because as you move up, your hand keeps that same shape, and it makes it much easier to switch chords without having to readjust your fingers. So that's a great tip to keep in mind. Now I'd like to give you a real-world example of how to use the book. Ronnie Milsap has a beautiful song. I've always loved it ever since I was a little kid. It's called What a Difference You've Made in My Life. I transpose this song to C to fit my singing voice. And that's something that you'll learn as we go along. So it's in C. So I'm going to go to the book and I'm going to go to the key of C. I'm also going to download the chord chart. And if you aren't sure how to do that, we can help you with that. The chord chart's going to show you the chords. The first chord is C. If you aren't sure how to play a C, you can reference the book and look at the picture of the C chord. And remember, the book has every key. So any song that you choose or any key you pick for your voice, it's in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the very basic way that you would play this first chorus. And I'm going to give you an example. What a difference you've made in my life. What a difference you've made in my life. You're my sunshine day and night. What a difference you've made in my life. Okay, so that was a basic triad and a bass note with the left thumb. If I was going to take another step, it would look like this. What a difference you've made in my life. What a difference you've made in my life. You're my sunshine day and night. What a difference you've made in my life. So there are so many fun, exciting things I want to share with you. Hopefully that gives you a solid foundation to build off of in seeing how to use the book to get the most out of it and help you play songs today.